If you're just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. Hey, yo, GMS fam, the green room. What's going on, everybody? How you feeling? Hope everybody's doing good. Hey, man, you know when you start getting signs from your technology that you got to start doing things a little differently? I'm getting those signs right now because this desktop is telling me, hey, man, I'm getting old, brother. My knees is giving out. The more he try to jump on the court, the more his knees break down, you know. So I'm gonna have to get. I'm in the search of a new desktop, man. You know, I got my handy dandy MacBook right here. I can always stream from that, but it's not the same as having this program, man. I truly love this program, Streamlabs OBS. It's a very lucrative platform to use. It's easier than most, even though I know a lot of people like to use StreamYard. This shit right here is actually pretty dope, so I appreciate this platform a lot, and I like what I can do with it. I like putting my graphics up. I like being able to, you know, work my sound and switch between different things that I'm talking about easier, things like that. But I'm gonna end up getting a new PC. I need something stronger. I need a better stream setup. I'm working towards that, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, shout out to the people that donate to the chat and, you know, donate to the Cash App, all that good stuff. You know, you help with all of that stuff that I need to, you know, do and with things I need to improve with this entire platform. So I appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying? I need to be going live a lot more. I've been in my music era, man. I've been indulging in my music and writing a lot more. So y'all gonna get a lot more of that on this channel soon, especially with the new rules that YouTube was making. I knew that this was coming. I saw the day where this was coming because YouTube got tired of paying people a few years back. They made some cuts. They matter of fact, they did a nice little strategy when it came to the YouTube Shorts. That was a way to, I guess, capture more accounts that weren't using their own content. So like for instance, if you do a YouTube short and it's a short of somebody else's content, or it's a short of like a movie clip or a sports clip or something like that, you're not going to be able to monetize it because it is they automatically monetize them. You don't have a choice in whether or not you monetize the shorts. They automatically monetize it for you. And the reason why they did that is because they wanted to find out who was reusing content, who's just posting up videos to get numbers. They did all of that. So that was a way to get people out the paint. They started demonetizing a lot of people, and now they're like, all right, we try to demonetize, but now people are finding loopholes of how to get away with certain things when it comes to shorts, doing things when it comes to videos. Now they have come up with the new rules that basically, if you're a reaction channel or something like that, they're not going to be able to monetize you. Now, that is going to mess up a lot of people's platforms. Me personally, I know I do, reactions and stuff like that, but I never need videos to sit here and talk all day. It just kind of is the entertaining part of it all. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of what YouTube was, getting a lot more popular for, is just people doing reactions and people speaking on different topics and stuff like that. It's going to be interesting to see how a lot of that's changed, especially for people that really don't have anything going on or have their own content or can make their own content. It's going to be very hard for them to try to maneuver in this space. Me, I'm not worried about it in the slightest. There's a lot of things that I'm capable of doing, a lot of things that I'm talented at that I can, do on this platform. I'm not worried about, any YouTube changes. It's not going to affect anything over here personally. So, but for a lot of people, it will. And I'm thinking, if I'm correct about how YouTube is moving, what I think is going to happen is they're not going to go from that point when they make the new rules. They're not going to go from that point on and so forth. I think what they're going to do is they're going to set their algorithms to go back into people's content. And if you have videos that you've been posting over the past X amount of years that go against their new guidelines and new rules, they're going to demonetize you. It's going to be a mass demonetization. I'm sure I'm going to be one of them. It's going to be a lot of, top creators and people with a lot of subscribers, 100,000, 200,000 subscribers, who are going to get demonetized if that's the route that they're going to go. So if you're out there in the YouTube world and you've done like reaction videos, or, you're posting up certain content without trying to, change anything like that, if they go back into your catalog and they see that that was the case for you on a lot of your videos, you're going to get demonetized. So just be on the lookout for that. You already know that's going to happen. Like I said, there's going to be a change in this channel anyway, as far as like the things that I'm going to be posting. I'm going to be doing more videos. I'm probably not going to be going live as much, which is like probably like one of my favorite things to do, because I get to talk to the chat live and we get to do all this stuff live. But I think I'm going to start doing more of the short form videos where I talk about certain things that's going on without having to, we don't need video. Even when you go to 3Gs, like, we hardly use video over there because we don't necessarily need it when we talk about subjects. It's 3 of us, 4 of us on the show talking simultaneously. It's a lot of different opinions for a show that, we don't need video for. And I think that's pretty proven already. So, it is what it is. YouTube is definitely in the realm of not trying to pay people like that. Every entity is going to get to a point where the money is going to start looking kind of iffy, and they're going to start trying to push people out of the way and keep certain people here. And I think they're doing it more for just the large creators and the people with, from like 500,000 to certain million subscribers who do certain content, who already have like a cult fan base. They're going to try their best to kind of pump more funds that way and keep their algorithms pumping towards where they need it to go. YouTube has let a lot of things slip through the cracks, and now they're cracking down. So just putting that out there. We had to talk about that. Now let's get to this, man. We got to talk about what's going on out here. The cruise carnival, man. The Carnival Cruise. Carnival Cruise. I have never been on a Carnival cruise ship ever in my life, but they've decided to make some new changes. Now, I know a lot of us have seen the things that have happened over time with Carnival Cruises, the different unsavory ratchetness, if you will. There's no escaping that. The thing about it is, when a certain demographic gets too comfortable, then things start to happen. And there's been a lot of things going around, a lot of opinions being thrown about this Carnival Cruise, updated rules and regulations. Now, I'm going to read some of these to you guys, and I want you guys to let me know how you feel. But I am going to play some of what Corey had to say, because Corey Holcomb, had some words for the community when it came to this subject in particular. So anyway, the new rules I see, there's 6 here. All of Carnival's updated rules: stricter drug enforcement. Cannabis, even if legal in your home state, is banned on board under federal law. Violators face removal and permanent bans. Youth curfew. Guests 17 and under must leave public spaces by 1 a.m. unless accompanied by an adult or part of a supervised team program. Fan restrictions. Handheld, non-battery fans are now prohibited, partly due to safety concerns surrounding the viral "Where Them Fans At" line dance. Bluetooth, that was like specific. Bluetooth speaker ban. Guests may no longer play their own music in public areas. Carnival says the rule is for comfort, but many see racial bias in enforcement. Drink package enforcement. The 15 drink daily limit on Carnival Cheers package has existed for years, but is now being enforced more strictly. Reduced music genre options. Though not officially banned, hip hop and rap appear to be quietly removed from many ship playlists. DJs also reportedly decline guest requests now. So this is going to be interesting because, for the first one, stricter drug enforcement, this is for all you backwoods smoking mother. See, you know what? I don't like backwoods. I am a joint guy, all right? Backwoods and blunts in general, tobacco gives you back problems. I don't know why y'all like the tobacco. I mean, I know some of y'all like to smoke cigarettes, and for the people that smoke cigarettes, I get it. I get you like to smoke blunts because of the tobacco factor, whatever, do you. But there's absolutely no reason to smoke backwoods ever in life. There's absolutely no reason. They're not good for the ecosystem, not good for the air, man. Get you some joints. Smoke papers, man. I cannot stress it enough. And for people that say, oh, you can't roll that much in a paper, you don't know enough about papers to know how much you can roll in a paper. Trust me. I done seen papers that look exactly like backwoods. Same size, everything. And on top of that, you spending $2 to $3 for a pack of 2 blunts, or even $1 is too much. $1.99 is too much for just 2 singular blunts. You only get to roll up 2 blunts? Okay, let's see. You buy a 5-pack, it's going to be what? In Minnesota, 5 packs are damn near $10. You want to buy a box of blunts? All right, go ahead and spend $50. But I can get 32 sheets. 32 sheets in 1 pack for $2.50. Compared to your 2 blunts that you get to roll up, I get to roll up 32 for the same price. And I use raw papers. Raw. King size. It's despicable. Leave the backwoods in the past. Plus, joints are a little bit more pristine and a little bit more, a little bit more classy, man. The weed still gonna smoke the same. You still gonna get high the same way, nigga. I don't know. I don't know what the obsession is, man. Somebody please put me on. If you smoke backwoods in the chat, let me know why you do. Matter of fact, my apologies, GMS Family Green Room. Hit the like button on the way in. Follow, do all that great shit. Subscribe. You know what I'm saying? If you hit the super chat, appreciate you. If you hit the Cash App, appreciate you. Shout out to King Lukey, Heroic Dose, Queen Kels, Brim Dog. I ain't seen Brim Dog in a minute. What's going on, Brim? Illmatic is in the building. Keith Raspberry's in the building. Highway J. What's going on? He said, what kind of papers you use? Oh, yeah, I already told you. Raw papers. Heroic Dose said, dry herb vape is the way to go. I mess with the vape sometime. I need like a real, like, legitimate weed vape, man. Like something that really feels like I'm really hitting the oil straight from the heater. Some of these shits out here, I don't know what it be with some of these. I stopped using the vapes, man. The weed vapes, I don't know what it is. I feel like they be putting extra shit in there, trying to mix it. I don't know what it is. That's why I stick to flour. I don't do the edibles. You know what I'm saying? I hardly do the drinks, but I do it on different occasions. Like, I enjoy them. I'm just more of I prefer the flour. But I will tell you, later on in the show, I'm gonna bring y'all some to the table. I got a dope company that I'm working with now out here in Minnesota. They're Minnesota based. Go by the name of Mellow. We're gonna be working with something soon to get y'all a promo code so y'all can go and cop something off the website and be able to get you some Mellow products, man. It's a dope company. They got some of the best products, and I'm not. You trust me. You know me. I am not going to put nothing in front of y'all face, especially when it has to do with cannabis, and steer y'all anywhere near wrong. So when I show y'all what these are, I'm going to need y'all to fuck with them the same way I fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? But that's going to be a little later in the show. Anyway, number 2, youth curfew. Guests 17 and under must leave public spaces at 1 a.m. Listen, if you're 17 and under, you shouldn't be nowhere past 1 a.m. anyway. Nowhere, even if you're not even on a cruise. Doesn't matter if you're on a sailboat. Take your ass to bed. Let the grown-ups have the grown-up time that they desire, especially if they paying thousands of dollars to bring your funky ass here in the first place. And being able to be up till 1 a.m. as a 17 or younger person, I think that's pretty legit. When I was growing up, man, if we had a certain time to go to sleep or time to go to bed or time to get the hell up out the way so the grown-ups can chill, that's exactly what we did, and we had to sit there and take it. Had to sit in the room, even if we wasn't tired, we had to figure out something. Niggas was laying there in the bed playing how many times can we count to 100? Like, y'all gotta, like, kids are so overprivileged in this new generation, it makes no sense. And it's not that there's like envy because they get more freedom. It's the fact that a lot of that built a certain type of discipline. And that's why a lot of these young people feel so entitled to shit. You should not feel so entitled for anything 17 and under. If you live at home and you have to get taken care of, if you need your mother or your father for anything, shut your little ass up. Learn some discipline. Learn some decorum. Learn some manners. Learn some respect. Learn how to go the fuck to bed. Like, am I tripping about that? Is that fair? Stop trying to grow up too fast. I'm telling you, you gonna hate it. Later on in life, you gonna be wishing you was 17 again. Protect your innocence, man. Fan restrictions, handheld batteries, non-battery fans are now prohibited, and they did it strictly off of a viral trend called "Where the Fans At" line dance. Of course, that was definitely aimed at the black community. You cannot escape that. The Bluetooth speaker ban, I understand that because, you know, even with me, I bring my Bluetooth speaker different places, but I know it's a time and a place to play some shit, especially like in your own little comforting spot. Like if I'm on a cruise and I'm sitting there on one of them pool chairs and I'm chilling and I got a Bluetooth speaker with me, I'm not playing that shit super loud. I'm playing it at a certain level to where even I can just hear it. You don't need to play it super loud. So a lot of people want to play their music loud because they want other people to hear that they listen to good music, not realizing that a lot of people have different tastes in music and not everybody wants to hear that shit. And imagine you got 70 different Bluetooth speakers playing 70 different songs at the same time. So I fully understand that. But also, that's a contradiction, or not. It's a confliction. It's a confliction with number 5. Rule number 4 is directly conflicted with rule number 6, because now if people cannot bring their Bluetooth speakers to play the music they want to play and have a good time after spending thousands of dollars to be on the cruise, why would you restrict certain music genres? At that point, you should allow all genres. If you're going to not allow people to bring their Bluetooth speakers to play their own music, understandable, but you should not cut down the genres of music you play because you have a variety of people on that boat. Now, of course, the reason why they're trying to reduce certain things is just for the lack, or so they can lessen the activity of black people going on these cruises. It is what it is. We've seen what has happened over the years. A lot of people have their opinions, but one of those opinions I will be playing for you is none other than Corey Holcomb. Now, he talked about this instance and he directly addressed the black community. All right, and I want y'all to hear what he has to say. Brim Dog said, "First time I smoked a backwood, I puked." No, one thing I hate is blunts, backwoods, And I hate spliffs. If you are somebody that rolls spliffs, get away from me. You may be a good person. We can be friends. You know what I'm saying? What's up, man? How you doing? How's the kids? How's your, you know what I'm saying, your girl? You know what I'm saying? How's everything going? You succeed? Great. Glad. Happy for you. But if you try to pass me a spliff, I will slap you. The first time I ever tried to smoke a spliff, I was spinning around the room. I was looking like that little girl from Crooklyn when she just drifted off on the bike in the air. Time. Just fucked up. I was lightheaded. I felt like I had to throw up. I felt like I had to lay down. I'm in the backseat of the car, man. I was messed up. Don't ever pass me a spliff in your life. If you don't know what a spliff is, it's when you mix the trees with tobacco. It's the worst thing in the world. Shout out to my Jamaicans. Bombaklat, Rasklat, Batiman boy. No Batiman. I respect you. I respect the culture. But do not give me a spliff. I will happily decline. I want all greenery in my shit, all right? Anyway, I digress. Listen to what Corey had to say about the Carnival Cruise.
Robert Taylor Home Projects. My people are in the hood. You heard me? My people are in the hood. Let me just say this. The difference between us, black folks, and everybody else is we were kidnapped by the masses, brought here to build this nation and didn't get nothing for it. All right, let's just put that out there. That's damage. That's damage to people. Now let's talk about 2025. They finally saying something about the cruise ships. Listen, man, anywhere broke folks go, they gonna jump it off.
That's real shit, yeah.
Anybody broke, there's somewhere they gonna cause problems because this is their way of saying, fuck that shit. Especially my people who gets no respect, who's been done wrong, who's been kidnapped and brought here, don't even know where we come from. You heard about, oh, we from Africa. They make sure that they don't show you who you are and where you from. As a result of this, I got people I love, I wouldn't take them outside of what the fuck they know. I got people that's my homies. Do you think I'm finna take them somewhere? They will fight, drink, do whatever, and say, fuck that shit, man.
I didn't ask you to bring me. You invited me. I didn't ask you.
Tell them.
Yeah.
I'm talking about mine.
Craig looked like that one hip-hop dog from that video game. Hey, man, hold up. Hey, I gotta find this shit. Hey, what was the name of that motherfucker? Hold on. Hip-hop dog. It was a hip-hop dog, man. What was his name? Oh, here we go. Parappa the Rapper? hey, Craig look like Parappa the Rapper. Hey, he looked just like this dude. I thought he had a red cap. Parappa the Rapper, man. Craig looked just like that nigga.
I know about my people.
Me too. Yeah.
I still love my people, but I'm not finna call Double and them to meet me somewhere where it's
water
outside of what they know. They're gonna destroy it because they know this ain't where I belong, especially with black people on a boat. That's how they kidnapped us. The spirit of the slaves that were thrown overboard is looking up in the ocean like, damn, that's what we turned into, huh? Y'all, motherfucker, let me tell you something, man. Black people can't be out at shit if they ain't never been around shit. If you don't own property, you don't know nothing about being responsible when you leave the hood. If you own something, you might be trained because you own it to be like, oh, I don't want to tear my shit up. It's people that don't own shit, but bonnets, liquor they snuck on, bad attitudes because everybody's shining and they ain't got shit. They ain't even supposed to be on the boat. They caught a buddy pass. They got a buddy pass to get to the boat. You take them people somewhere, they gonna tear shit up. If you don't know that, then you ain't up on things. As Snoop Dogg said, you just can't take people out of their element. Hell yeah, it's fights on the boat. Hell yeah, it's speakers bumping in each room, and you knock on the door, ma'am, your speaker's loud. What you mean? We paid for this. Actually, it's the one who ain't even paid for it. It's the one who in the room with the person that paid for it.
Right.
Come on, man. We know our people can't go nowhere, man. We can't go nowhere. This is the mental condition we in right now, and you have to embrace it and stop acting like somebody doing something to you. You know you toe it up.
Now, for those who think all I do is disagree with Corey all the time or try to find negativity through the things that he says, you got to understand one thing that I will always agree with is us holding us accountable. I do not feel like you are doing your job on this earth as a black man or woman if you cannot hold your own people accountable. If you are the person that is so quick to look at somebody else as the reason why something is happening instead of the root issue, like it's okay to, like, two things can be true. Two things can totally be true. Carnival Cruise is now implementing new rules that directly target black people. Also, black people are on these Carnival Cruise acting a goddamn fool. You have to be able to speak the truth. You have to say how it is. Now, if you were somebody like Jason Whitlock saying this, you would be looked at as an Uncle Tom, a coon, whatever. And two things can be true over there as well. But if you are somebody who holds your community accountable, you support your community, and you are somebody who feels like you are a voice for your community, you have to speak up for it, and you have to keep it real. Now, I do agree. I see C. Diddy said Corey barely speaks on other races anymore. I do agree with that as well. I agree that he has been more harsh on the black community than any other community out there. You know what I mean? It's so much so that he shows respect in ways because he knows that he can't say certain things or else they'll take his platform. So, like, if he is talking about Jewish people, he don't want to say the word Jew. He don't want to say, you know, the derogatory terms towards, you know, the LGBTQ. You don't want to say that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? If he does, then it's gonna, you know, it threatens his shit. But the thing about it is, black people are easy targets. You can't get demonetized. You can't get your livelihood or your career threatened for saying wild shit about black people. I feel like that time is over. At one point, when you said something racist or did something racist, they were quick to take something away from you a few years back. But nowadays, I don't think that's the case no more. They just kicked a girl off Love Island because she said the word chink. Because her eyes was low. She was high or some shit. She's like, she was chinky-eyed. And they were like, oh, we found this old tweet. Now you're off of Love Island. But I'm pretty sure if she would have said, I'm out here hanging with my niggas, people would have gave her backlash, but she probably wouldn't have got kicked off the goddamn island. It's just, it's the disrespect for the black community that I think is the underlying reason why some people get super defensive when they see stuff like this. But let's keep going.
Whether it's rap music. Let me tell you something. Somebody who got something, it don't matter if they listening to rap music. They ain't finna tear up shit because they know what it's like to own something. You should have it where you can't go on a boat unless you own something. If you don't own property, or if you don't own something that shows responsibility to it, how are you gonna go somewhere? Motherfuckers will.
I'll tell you this. I will disagree with this because you don't know who is a business owner. You can be a business owner of a lot of things. There's probably a bunch of ladies on that Carnival Cruise that got hair businesses and all types of businesses on the side. You also got to think about the type of people and how they run their own businesses. Because some people can have a business but run that shit like shit, and then inevitably they go out in public and act the exact same way that they do when they're running their business. So I don't think it necessarily matters who has a business or who knows how to own something, because some people can own shit and run it terribly.
Tear up your car. Motherfuckers will come to your house and break shit. And these your people, your sister, brother, cousin, what? Right. They ain't finna say, oh, my bad. My homeboy, one of the homeboys I love, this motherfucker opened up his car, put a dent in the rent-a-car I was in. I saw him do it. You know what that motherfucker said? Man, I ain't do no shit like that.
I seen him do it.
Instead of saying, damn, man, I fucked your car up. Somebody who got something in their life, they'll be like, oh, man, I done tore this man car up. Open the door drunk fast. Come on. That motherfucker act like he ain't know. They always gonna act like they don't know. They not gonna say, hey, I gotta be a better person. I'm on a boat. What I look like fighting? Shit. Broke folks and see.
Look, you are being unrealistic if you are a black person who doesn't look at certain black people a certain way when you're in certain situations. Do you understand? I cannot stress it enough, man. We have to be real about certain shit, or else we gonna be the hypocrites that these racist people that talk down on black people every day assume us to be. And I know there's enough of us out there that take accountability or show that we understand what be going on in certain demographics. We talk about these things. We address these things. The thing about it is, there's like certain way. Like I live in a neighborhood that has a lot of black people around. Do I live in the hood? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I'm like on the borderline, you know what I'm saying? Like where I live downtown in Minneapolis, I'm like literally on the borderline. Like if I leave out of my parking lot, take a right, and then take another right, I'm in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm in this area where I can walk a block or 2 blocks away, and I'm smack dab in a certain area. So I'll give you an instance today. So this goes to the trust that we have for one another, because when I'm in certain areas, I don't know what certain people gonna be on. I don't know if they're gonna be cool. I don't know if they're gonna try something. I don't know what the situation is, but I always have my head on the swivel. It's not just, let me be very clear. It's not just for black people. Because in the hood, you got crackhead white people, crackhead Spanish, the crackhead natives, all these different entities, but you got to keep your head on the swivel with all of them. Now, I live close enough to this store where I go and get my papers from. So instead of driving a block or 2 up the street, I just walk up there. Clearly, common sense, just walk up there. So I walk up there this morning, I'm thinking that the place is open. They must have been like a minute before they opened. I'm going to try to press the door wasn't opening. I go to the other side of the door was closed and went open. I'm like, what the hell going on? So I see these 2 individuals, this black girl and this black dude, standing across the street, but they was watching me the whole time. They just looking at me the entire time. So I'm trying to open it, I couldn't open it. So as I'm walking away, the girl yells across the street, they're open. And I'm like, nah, the door was locked. So I start walking away. They walk across the street. And then before I can walk back across the street to go towards my house, the girl yells out, hey, the door's open. And so I see her and the dude standing there, and they looking back at me, looking at the door. And I'm like, are these niggas trying to lead me around the corner so they could try to do something? Y'all gonna try to rob me? Y'all gonna what? I just pushed that door. That door was locked. How the fuck you just walk across within 2 seconds and it's open? Like, that's where my mind was. It wasn't like, oh, it's black people, I can't trust them. It's like, nah, that was weird. I tried to open the door, it wasn't open. And then when y'all get over there, it's open. And then you calling me back over here. I don't know who y'all are. Y'all clearly don't work at the store. This motherfucker had on pajamas. I'm like, what's about to happen? But I said, you know what? Let me not be a scary ass nigga. Let me walk back over there. Cause for one, it didn't look like any of them could take me. So the odds of them trying to do something with you would have to have a gun at this point. When you see me in person walking up towards you, you not finna think to yourself, oh, I'm finna beat this nigga ass. So clearly you would have had to have a weapon on you if you was gonna try some shit. But something in me said, you know what, let me just turn around and go back over there. And, you know, it ain't like I got nothing crazy on me, super valuable that they could take from me. I don't give a fuck. You can take my wallet, motherfucker. I don't keep cash on me like that, motherfucker. You can take that shit. I'll cancel my car. I don't give a fuck. I walked back up. Door was open. But all this stuff crossed my mind because you never know. And it's not because you're trying to be prejudiced towards your own people or you trying to be judgmental towards your own people. It's all about the situation and the environment that you're in. That's all I got to say. And I know me saying that story, a lot of y'all niggas done dealt with the same shit. Y'all done been somewhere in a certain neighborhood, went up to the store, corner store, gas station, whatever, and seen a group of niggas over here, whatever the case may be, especially if a nigga got a shiesty on. I'm sorry. If you having a shiesty and you stand in a group of niggas in front of the gas station, I am judging. I'm sorry. I don't trust you niggas. Shiesties have not had a good track record so far, so therefore, I'm not trusting you niggas. All right? It's just that simple. We're going to hear a little bit more of this, then we're going to keep going.
Hell no. Broke folks getting on the boat. Broke folks fight at the airport. What are you talking about? They be in baggage claim. Doing the shit that they do. This is what they do. They not going to be able to stop. They're mentally fucked. And the people who own the boat, they want to try to make a couple of dollars to get somebody on a boring ass boat. Yeah. So yeah, if the motherfucking hood can come turn up on the boat, they'll come turn up on the boat.
They will.
That's why they will ride the boat, so they could turn up on the boat. And I'm saying, it's like,
nigga be on the boat shooting dice in the bathroom and shit.
Can you imagine how ghetto the boat is? In the hallway, a girl walking to the cabin who got on a bikini. Woo, look at the old ass, that motherfucker right there.
Rebranding.
Selling loose cigarettes.
What are they calling it, D?
Rebranding. That's what Carnival is. And if you've seen some of the videos, it is quite funny. I mean, I'm wondering if some folks just did not know what to expect when they got on there. Like, you can see some of the families that are like, and then there's girls like dance.
Hey, you wanna know something funny? Low key, this conversation was an open door for D to be racist, and I'm just gonna put that out there, and I'm just gonna say that because her comments on certain situations was like obvious. She wanted to get that point out, and this is another thing that I said, like, I think like a month or so back when we were talking about what's that one dude, man, RG3 and him going back and forth with Ryan Clark. I think that's who he was going back and forth with, and his wife is in the background while RG3 is talking about Angel Reese in a disparaging way, just nodding her head and agreeing and, you know, making her little comments and shit. But you have to understand the dynamic. You have to understand the context of the situation, especially if you're in an interracial relationship. Certain topics you have to shut the fuck up about. Certain shit you just cannot talk about or insert your opinion about. So if you're a white woman or a white man and you have a black counterpart and they're speaking on black issues or speaking on certain things that only relate to black people or black people can only relate to, you have to shut the hell up. Your 2 cents, no matter what it is going to be viewed from a racial standpoint. So just in this instance with D and her talking about the Carnival Cruise and certain things when it comes to black people, as a Mexican woman, leave your comments to a minimum. And I'm not going to tell her to just shut up completely. She's on a podcast. She has to comment on certain things. But it's a certain way that you say things or the certain things that you went about saying that made it look kind of wild, like you just been kind of waiting to talk about these things when it pertains to black people being ghetto.
That's what it is. Right in front of like the old man and they're all.
Can you imagine the lawn chairs? Somebody done put a towel on the lawn chair and they've been gone 40 minutes talking about, this my chair.
I can't.
Are you serious? Who wants to get on a boat with the people from the hood?
You know what they call what we've done to adapt to that, right?
What?
In science, they call it disassociation. People who come from nothing like us, we create some alter ego to cope with the circumstances that we've dealt with. It's a way that we can like separate ourselves from it. And a lot of people who haven't done that, they just haven't developed a way to cope and embrace a new way of thinking. They're just totally in what they've been in since they were a child.
Man, look, I ain't finna try to be all super formal with this. I'm gonna bring the doctor in and let her.
Oh yeah, they had the good doctor on the show. It's very, very interesting. If y'all want to check out that entire thing, you can go over to the 5150 show and check that out. But this was more so in the realm of talking about the Carnival Cruise and their, regulations, the things that they've changed. I think that it's important to really just take accountability, man, and, be realistic about the situation. This is the moment where you have to be real and say, all right, people that are going on these Carnival Cruises are doing too much, especially black people on these Carnival Cruises. And then they try to go to other cruises that are being more well-fitting towards black people. And when you do that, you bring it over there. And now we talked about that on 3Gs last week. Like, you got to understand I think we talked about it on 3Gs, but regardless, it's messed up because if you move from the popular cruises that people were going to like the Carnival Cruise and trying to go to a more predominantly black cruise or a black-owned cruise, bringing that behavior over there, those black cruises don't want that either. I need that mentality to die to where the ignorance of a lot of black people that are in America, they think that that every other black person is supposed to accept or understand that ignorance and go along with it because you're understanding and you black and you get it. That's not equivalent to being black and getting it and understanding it. It's not the equivalent. Why would you want to bring ignorance and bullshit to a black-owned establishment? You should want, and that's another reason why some of these establishments end up failing, because they want to feel like they understand and they get it to the point where they allow a lot of bullshit to happen. I just last month or so, a black-owned restaurant, high-end restaurant in Oakland was shut down because it got shot up. A man out here trying to do something, prestigious and high-end and, create an establishment that is, could be revered in future time because of the way that it was put together and the way that it's being run, had to, taking those chances on certain things. And then I'm sure just taking the chance on certain people and then having the wrong individuals enter your establishment or be on the outside of your establishment and get shot at or shot. It is horrible to hear the pain in that man's voice. You gotta understand, it's not easy to build a high-end restaurant and to run a business. Like, that's the one thing I hear the most, is that restaurants are the hardest businesses to run. Out of anything to run, restaurants are the hardest businesses to run. So when you see a black-owned restaurant, we should be treating those just as precious as any other establishment. Because I know there are several black folks out there that go to white establishments and feel like they got to watch how they act or watch certain things that they say because they're in white establishments. I feel like they should feel the same way being in a black establishment. You should never feel just so comfortable because other black people are around to do things to jeopardize that space. And that's how I feel. I'm going to read some of y'all comments and we're going to move forward because we got other topics to talk about. Huge topics to talk about. Way more important than this bullshit right here. Grits and Gravy said, I work with a bunch of bitter, jealous, hating ass black chicks, and I hate that place. As a black woman, that shit is embarrassing as fuck. I rarely agree with the Snack King. Yeah, and I hear that a lot from black women as well. That in certain, places, especially in the workplace, they get a lot of jealousy and a lot of envy, and they get a lot of people that feels like they have it out for them. And I don't know what that is, but I mean, I do wish that we had more camaraderie when we went into certain places. Let's see. Trey979 said, go let ninjas in your grandma house. Shit will be broken. D. Richardson said, yeah, GMS, but that's all the black people in Minnesota. Oh, you talking about what I was talking about earlier? Yeah, I know what you mean. C. Diddy said, Hispanics are the loudest group of people I've lived around. That could be possible. Trey979 said, yes, every black person ain't happy for your presence. Be careful. That is a fact. Glittery Bubble said, Black Paul Bunyan ass. Let's see. Glittery Bubble said, remember when Carnival Cruise used to have the commercial in the morning and the evening? Ain't we got fun? A long way from that. Yeah. It's crazy because they'll first market some shit to black people and then be like, I don't know. It's kind of getting out of hand. We might want to have to rethink what the hell we talking about. King Nuck said that Craig swim to the boat joke was top tier. Glittery said, like that brunch where the girls were twerking on the seats. Yeah, I don't like that either. King Nuck said, GMS keeps Arby's open. Man, fuck Arby's. I hate Arby's, man. I do not go to Arby's, man. Arby's is trash. The only thing I'd ever get from Arby's is mozzarella sticks because they're kind of good. But, like, I don't know. You ain't going to catch me eating a roast beef sandwich from Arby's, and you ain't going to catch me going there, period, pretty much. It's not a good establishment. All they sell is laxative plates because that shit runs straight through you, nigga. You get done eating at Arby's and 2 minutes later you on the toilet trying to call for God, sitting on the toilet sweating like Dave Chappelle and Half Baked when he was playing what's that motherfucker's name? I want to talk to Samson. Fly me to the moon like that bitch Alice Gramson. It's hard being young and gifted. Sometimes I want to smoke my weed and get lifted. Nigga, that shit is so funny, man. Shout out to fucking cult classic films, man. Fucking Half Baked is just one of those movies that just touches your little high heartstrings, man. Speaking of high heartstrings, I want to let you guys know about a product here. Working with these guys over at Mellow, all right? If you don't know what Mellow is a brand new cannabis brand out here in Minnesota. They are rocking the products, man. They got THC drinks, they got edibles, they got all types of things. If you want to check out their website later on, I'm going to put it in the chat. But this is one of their THC beverages, man. 10 milligrams a can. This is Blueberry Limeade. And also, we have Strawberry Limeade, which is their top favorite seltzer. All right, this is. I mean, this right here, I'm telling you right now, it is amazing. It tastes great. I've been drinking these for the past year. They've been around for a little bit, but I'm telling you, they're amping up their products. They're doing a lot of new stuff. This right here is the new Blueberry Limeade, which is very good. Refreshing in the summer, especially when it's ice cold. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna get y'all to the website. Also, these products, man, they have their chocolates. These are the THC chocolates, man. These are incredible. This right here, and the flavor. You got to think about the flavors. The flavors: chocolate mousse cheesecake, key lime pie, cookies and cream. Delicious THC chocolates, and shh, don't tell nobody. I got the exclusive pack. These ain't out yet, okay? They're not on the streets yet. I got the first one. But as soon as they hit the streets, I'm telling you, y'all gonna want them. You probably wondering what I'm holding in my hand here. Well, these are the brand new cannabis infused Pop Rocks. Pop Rocks. For all my candy enthusiasts out there, the ones that want to touch your nostalgic heartstrings, these Pop Rocks are fire. They are fruit punch flavored, and they pop and melt in your mouth like a Diddy freak off. Pause. But I'm gonna put y'all on, man. I'm gonna put y'all on. Trust me. As soon as that promo code comes through, I'm gonna put it out here for the chat for my GMS fam, so y'all can go support Mellow and do it in a big way. Black Luxury said, do your state allow dispensaries to sell flower that has grown to its full potency, or is it regulated? That part I don't know. That's a good question. I haven't asked that. But that's interesting. I should probably find that out. But dispensaries are popping up left and right out here right now, and those shit's about to open pretty soon. So it's gonna be interesting. I think we're still only medical for dispensaries, but that shit's about to change pretty soon. But yeah, Mellow, man, MLLW. Check that out. I'm gonna have more info for y'all very soon. So just stay tuned and support, man, like y'all been doing. Now, we got to talk about this situation right here. I've always expressed that I felt like Nicki Minaj was off her rocker, but as of the past couple of days, it is clearly confirmed to me that Nicki Minaj is out of her mind. Now, put a Jay-Z bias aside. I don't care what you think about Jay-Z. I don't care what you think about Roc Nation. I don't care about the conspiracies surrounding them. What you have to look at first and foremost is the person that is making certain allegations and why they are making certain allegations, and if they would make these same allegations if they were in the position in their career that they wanted to be. I often ask that question for people like Jaguar Wright. I ask these questions for niggas that have been speaking on Diddy, like a Chopper, or or Freddie P, or a Day 26, or a Don Richard, or there's like people that if they, some of these people have already exposed how they would feel if they were in a certain position that they wanted to be in. Like if Diddy was paying these people fairly, or if he was giving them certain credits, or if he was putting them in a position to win out here in the music industry, would these people be speaking against him, or would they have been some of the people that would speak highly of him to try to help him in this case? Same with this Nicki Minaj situation. If Nicki was still out here selling out arenas, and if she was still a top female artist, would she be out here talking about Jay-Z or Desiree Perez? Now, I'm not saying that these stories aren't true. Let's not do that, because when it comes down to it, I believe more that the industry is corrupt and tainted than I would believing that Nicki Minaj is just some crazy bitch that's trying to corrupt her psychotic and devilish murderous fans against the people that she hates. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think these are kind of on a scale that continues to tip back and forth. But it's interesting the things that she's been putting out there about Jay-Z. Now, I've been reading a lot about how she feels about Roc Nation and Jay-Z, and of course she has her issues with Meg Thee Stallion and shit like that. But you have to ask yourself, if she was in a certain position in life, would she be making these same claims? Now, here's a lengthy post she put up. She said, so let me get this straight. Y'all so-called black savior Jay-Z has a Hispanic CEO who was pardoned by President Trump. Interesting. So does that mean Deseret, a.k.a. Desiree Perez, isn't a Democrat? Black people, I thought y'all hate all Trump supporters. Wait, did Jay-Z ever campaign for Kamala? He's benefited so much from the party. When President Obama gave the speech about brothers, why didn't Jigga Man come out and strongly campaign for the Democratic Party at that time? Could it be that y'all have all been hoodwinked? Woo-wee. That was so kind of President Trump, and that was so kind of President Obama to passionately go out and campaign. But what did Mr. Jigga Man do to help y'all win the election? He's above speaking out to help his party, or was it not his party? Is it just about who can benefit him and Deseret at the time? Oh, black people, it looks like the Jigga Man and Deseret played y'all once again. See, when you bring up politics and you start doing all this extra stuff, you start to ask yourself, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I think it's been well known that Jay-Z does things to align his pockets first and foremost before anybody else. I think that was proven with the Dame Dash situation or the Rockefeller situation or any situation where somebody was at odds with Jay-Z. They most likely dealt with the version of Jay that looked after himself before he looked after anybody else. I don't take Jay-Z to be somebody who is a Democrat or a Republican. I take him as as somebody who likes money, who loves money, and loves being in a position of power. I think that's always been kind of evident. But she didn't stop there. She continued going on because she wanted to get at Meg Thee Stallion. So there was a report that a judge has denied Roc Nation and Meg Thee Stallion motion to dismiss a lawsuit where her homosexual cameraman claims the twerker forced him to. This is a caption made by academics and his team, so please be advised. Force him to watch her have freak off car sex with a woman inside of a moving car while on tour in Ibiza, Spain in 2022. Judge Woods says the cameraman, who is gay, plausibly pleads that the alleged sexual encounter in the SUV in Ibiza created a hostile work environment based on plaintiff's sexual orientation. Now, this is the thing about this situation. I can't put anything past anybody. But like forcing somebody to watch you do something, like how did she prior, if she was engaging in a sexual act, how did she have your eyes pried open? Who was prying your eyes open? Does that say? Is there court filings that are public that I can look at? Because I want to read. Like when you say things like this, I think when people do things like, they have to make it very specific about how certain things took place. Like if you're saying somebody made you watch them have sex, they had to literally have you strapped down, arms tied, legs tied, and have tape or something with your eyes wide open, making you watch them have sex. Like if I'm making a claim that somebody made me watch them do something, I'm gonna have to come up with a reason of how, like, I couldn't close my eyes and ignore it, or like when the car stopped, hey, let me get out. You know what I mean? Let's say you're on a highway and you couldn't get out because you guys were driving far. You couldn't just jump out the fucking car. Close your eyes, man. Close your eyes. Now, did you tell her not to do it? Did she was like, oh, I'm about to get it in back here with this dude, if you don't mind? Did you say, no, I'm uncomfortable with that, I don't want you to do it? And she was like, well, this ain't your car. Because if you did something like that, then I will understand you saying that she did perform the sexual act with you present, and you asked her not to, and you couldn't stop it because y'all were in motion in the vehicle, and you couldn't get out of the car, or you didn't have anything to cover yourself just in case some type of fluids came flying at your face. You got to be more specific than that. I'm not believing that somebody forced you to watch something. I'm sorry. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Now, Nicki started tweeting these things and also enabling her psychotic fan base. The Barbs are psychotic. I don't even want to go through all these different posts because I sincerely do not like Nicki Minaj, and the reason why I don't is because it's solely because she empowers a bunch of psychotic individuals on the internet. I'm talking, these people are crazy, literally crazy, and she loves it. If the Barbs went around trying to kill people if they support Cardi B or Meg Thee Stallion or Jay-Z or Beyonce, Roc Nation, whatever, do you think Nicki Minaj would put out a public statement denouncing this type of thing or trying to calm? Because it's whatever she says goes. Nicki Minaj can say something and her Barbs will go straight for it, no matter what it is. Nicki Minaj will say the sky is yellow and purple, and her weird ass psychotic fan base will argue everybody up and down on social media why it is. She is the biggest enabler of her fan base, her toxic cult fan base. And it's getting to a point where you got to understand, like, That's why people call you crazy. It's how you address things. It's how you talk about things. It's how you enable a group of unhinged individuals every day. It's not because of what you believe Rock Nation to be doing behind the scenes. Another thing that I found out is that Nicki, and this is another reason why she's probably going crazy, it's being reported that her entire music and performance earnings will pay First Tennessee Bank until 2029 via California UCC filings. These are court documents that are showing that her tour and performance rights, including all royalties and payments effective as of April 1st, 2020. So she has been paying all her revenue, all her music revenue, show revenue since 2020 has been being directly sent to Tennessee Bank, First Tennessee Bank, including songs like Super Bass and Say So remixed with Doja Cat. Y'all still want to be a part of the music industry? It's like people don't understand, man. The business is incredibly shady, and it's wild to be a part of. Being independent is the most lucrative thing you can do, because whether you succeed or whether you fail, you did it on your own, and you did not put it in the hands of a label, and you didn't sit up there and think that you were going to be rich forever because a label handed you $2 million off a signing. You got to understand, this business is going to eat you alive. And to have to do this until 2029, of course she's going crazy. Of course she needs to find a culprit to why this is happening. She will never look at anybody else, or she will never look at herself. She's going to look at everybody else, period. Now let's move away from Nicki, because I don't like talking about Nicki Minaj, man. I just had to bring that up because that was a popular story over the past couple of days. But the one I wanted to actually get to was this, because this Epstein thing, and I'm going to try to refrain from saying that name for algorithm's sake, because I feel like if the government is trying to hide these filings, they're definitely going to try to crack down on creators and people on the internet talking about it. And these algorithms don't just pick up letters and words that you type out. They also pick up on what you say verbally. Just want y'all to remember that. So after years and years of people talking about these Epstein files and the things that was going on with Jeffrey Epstein and, you know, his apparent deletion of himself, the one thing that we first heard when it came out, when all this came out, the one thing that I remember specifically was that they said that the cameras malfunctioned. Red flag. Oh, it just so happened that at this maximum security facility that you were holding a high profile inmate in, the cameras malfunctioned. So nobody can know whether or not he really ended his own life. Okay, that's cool. First red flag, leaning towards the fact that y'all covered it up. That was the talk of the town. Oh yeah, they covered it up for sure. How does the cameras malfunction randomly around the time that he just so had, like, it doesn't make sense. Okay, now we let that go. Now questions are arising. People are trying to figure out what's going on, who's a part of these files, who's a part of the list, who got on his plane, who stepped into the island. And then Trump's administration decides to pull one of the most performative moves in political history. They handed these niggas binders with gibberish scratched into them, claiming that those are Epstein files phase 1. And then did the most obvious thing in the world when it came to how they did it, and they had content creators out there showing the binders as well. People that had nothing to do with politics, who weren't a part of no cabinets, who weren't a part of no government officials. They weren't nobody that worked in the White House. They were nobody that worked on the actual Epstein case. They were just social media influencers who they wanted to stand out there holding binders that said Epstein Files Phase 1. All these people talking about all these findings. Oh, we got 1,400 pages of this. Oh, we're going to be releasing the files soon. Oh, the files are sitting on my desk. Now, all of a sudden, they're missing. They're gone. And then once they go missing, y'all put out some bullshit video showing that nothing happened or nobody entered a cell with a whole minute missing or whatever the case may be. It's like minute skips through the video. So at first, the cameras malfunction. There's no recording of the incident. Now all of a sudden, somehow y'all made sure to finagle some type of situation where you need to, we need to come up with a reason why this happened. We can't just say that the cameras malfunction. We got to prove to the people that Epstein really did this to himself. You gave us a bullshit video. So now it's even more confirmation that this was stuff that they were trying to hide. They are trying to hide the Epstein files. And a lot of the reason is probably because Trump is a part of those findings. And for the people who are trying to say he's not, I think now you can understand that is it's a huge possibility, because the man that sat up there the most talking about how he needed to prove this and that he was going to show these files and did a whole campaign with other Republicans and right-wing extremists putting up, we got to protect the kids, we got to save the kids, we got to do X, Y, and Z. It was all about saving the kids and exposing all these people. But what he did was he weaponized the Epstein thing to make it a Democrat thing. He weaponized the Epstein situation to make it so that it was only, his fan base felt like it was only Democrats involved with Epstein. Think about that. And then ask yourself, did Jeffrey Epstein care at all whether you were a Democrat or Republican if you was going to an island to smash kids? Do you think he made that a stipulation? You can only come on this plane if you're a Democrat. No, stupid. This is why you see old pictures of Trump and Epstein together back in the day. All these different instances of Trump with Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell, all these different pictures of them together. You can't tell me that you were just a passerby. And to think about his freaky ass past with other corn stars giving bitches golden showers, I'm not putting it past him that he went on that island and did some freak bullshit. But see, if the Epstein files came out and they found out that Trump was definitely on that island, it would make his supporters kind of look at him crazy. But I don't know, man. It kind of seems like these people, I've seen way too much proof over the years that these people don't care about anything that Trump has done. I think that's another reason he set the stage in his first presidency when he said he could walk in the middle of Times Square and shoot somebody and not lose any supporters. You got to understand, saying something like that is setting the tone with your fan base, so that if you didn't do anything outrageous or egregious, they're gonna be like, who gives a fuck? He's still our president. That's still our guy. I'm still voting for him. So I don't think they really even switch up from him. They'll probably say, he just because he was on that island, does it? No, I don't want to hear that shit. Because if anybody was on his flight log, y'all said that they were pedophiles. Anybody that was on the flight log. So if you hear that this man was actually in the island, I don't want to hear none of you niggas talking about, that doesn't mean he participated in the weird shit. I don't want to hear none of that. Keep that same energy. I want y'all to see how this man reacted to being asked about Epstein during a conference. He was talking about the disaster in Texas. By the way, prayers to all my people out there in Texas, all my GMS supporters in Texas, and everybody out there that's being affected by the floods. I just want to send my prayers to y'all and y'all family, man. I hope y'all are staying safe. And if anybody has dealt with any tragedies, man, I'm sending my sincerest condolences and, my prayers to y'all, man. I hope that y'all are doing good, man, and staying safe out there as much as you can, and protecting yourself and your families as much as you can out there, man. My heart goes out to y'all. crazy disaster, man. And I hate that Trump has to be the one that is in a position of power during these times, because he's somebody that does not know how to handle a crisis. He does not know how to talk about it. He doesn't know. He doesn't have empathy. I don't think he has any empathy. I think he's all about control and power and himself, and I don't think that he has any room to have compassion for people in these type of disasters. He was spoon fed a golden spoon his entire life. He doesn't know struggle. He doesn't know disaster. He doesn't know trauma. He doesn't know any of that, which is why he handles the certain situations that he handles the way that he does. He responds the way that he does because he's from a very, very, very privileged place in life. Now, during this press conference, he was asked about Epstein. Listen to how he responded. Now, remember, this is the same man who was running around talking about how he was going to drain the swamp. He was going to do this. He was going to get all these horrible people out of here. He was going to put the Epstein files out. He was going to call out all these people. He's trying to do the Save the Children shit all during his campaign. Now listen to what he says in response to being asked about Epstein.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Are you still talking about Jeffrey?
We're still talking about this creep? Are we still talking about Jeffrey? Why are we talking about Jeffrey? I mean, I thought we got that over with. I put the files out. I put the files out. I don't need to talk about Epstein. He's a creep. He was on the island doing unsavory things. But I don't have any room to talk about Epstein anymore. He's dead. Rope. Hung in the air. He was done. Had nothing to do with me. I didn't set that up.
This thing is just like, how do you as an avid Trump supporter hear him talk about Epstein now opposed to how he was talking about him a year ago, or the year before that, or the year before that? This man be driving his supporters into the ground mentally and then coming back and being like, why are we still talking about him? What? You are the reason why people are still talking about Jeffrey Epstein. Did you know that? I don't know if you grasp that concept yet, but you are the reason why people are so hyper focused on Jeffrey Epstein. And now you're saying, why are we still talking about him? This is like one of the many reasons why you shouldn't be following this man or supporting this man at all. And then it's funny because a lot of the people before his presidency was saying that they were going to vote for the best choice, biases aside, racial aside, all the extra shit aside, because of the things that he was saying to the public that he was going to do. And he ain't did none of that shit yet. As a matter of fact, more of his focus has gone to more things that he said he wouldn't do than things that he said he would do. It's been 7 months into this presidency. Not one person's pockets have gotten fatter since he entered office. As a matter of fact, he has taken more away from the general public than he has given to anybody. Niggas said they voted for him because they want to make more money. Where is it? And don't tell me that it takes time and that you got to do this and you got to get past. This man done passed 75 different laws and different rules and requirements since he's been in office that ain't got shit to do with helping the American people. Now you taking away Medicare, you taking away assistance and taking away all this shit for millions of Americans, while these same people was probably thinking, oh, we're voting for him to do all that. Trey, my guy, I don't mess with Biden either. I think people need to understand I don't mess with none of these politicians because they're all telling you shit that they want you to hear so that they can get your vote and your support, only to fuck you over in the end. All of them do the same shit. That is why on this channel I preach, stop believing in politics. You are not about to trick me. You're not about to trick me. I'm not about to be the guy that chooses a side. All these people are pimping you. All these people are telling you shit that you just want to hear. All of them want you to be in a line with their ideologies so that you can be easily led into a ditch. There's absolutely no reason in the world why the quote-unquote richest country in the world can't even afford health care for the people that they support and love so much and need their support. That's the craziest part in the world. These politicians, the president, the governors, the mayors, your local politicians, all of them need your support to make it. Did you know that? Like, their lives are in our hands before they get into these positions of power. They just need us long enough to get in these positions of power so that then at that point, whoever is in a position of power above them will keep them where they need to be if they're following along and getting along with what they need to do. That is what I've seen historically in this country. If you go along and get along, you are going to stay in a position of power. A lot of these people don't continue to be the mayor and the governor of these places and, you know, move on up into White House positions if they aren't playing along with the game. Ain't none of these people changing people's lives or changing the trajectory of how politics is run. This is all a game, and it's all being controlled by higher ups, people that you don't even see. It's not the president. So yeah, I don't believe in none of this shit. None of these people are going to help you. And when this man's 4 years is up, he's going to try to run the... I'm telling you right now, mark my words, today, July 10th, 2025, when we start getting close to election time, and because right now, we don't know who's going to run for president. That's how it always happens, too. I don't know why we never think of a potential presidential candidate right when a president has taken office. They should be working this guy for the next 4 years to lead up to a potential victory if we want somebody else in office. But I'm telling you right now, when it starts to get close to thinking about election time or a new president, there's going to be the most vicious and dangerous rhetoric being spread around this country to start arming the MAGA cult and these people that support Trump to try to force his way into another presidency, a consecutive presidency for 2028. I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now. When people say we're on the brink of a civil war or we're on the brink of something crazy happening, it's going to be then. Because I don't think this man is going to leave the White House fairly. I genuinely think that this man thinks he has a chance to be the president again in 2028. He just unveiled a picture in the White House saying Trump 2028. How do people not see that as a mental illness? How do you not see that as crazy, delusional? If there was I'm talking about anybody else. It don't matter who it is. It could have been Obama, Biden, Bush. It could have been any of these niggas. If any of them did this, they would go overboard calling that man mentally unstable. How do you become a president knowing that you only get 2 terms as a president, but want to push the envelope for the first time ever in presidential history and serve a 3rd term and think that that's actually going to happen? That is a mental illness, and it's somebody who knows that he can weaponize his words and his fan base, his clan base, to rally behind him to try to force his way in. Mark my words. Now, I want y'all to see this video. I need you to watch this guy who breaks this down. Here's a guy who claims he watched all 11 hours of the surveillance tapes for the Epstein jail cell situation. And this was his breakdown. He watched 11 hours and broke this down within 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Watch.
Did they really think that people weren't going to watch this video? Did they really think that they were just going to be able to put out this BS statement claiming that, quote, the footage confirmed that from the time Epstein was locked in a cell around 10:40 p.m. on August 9, 2019 until about 6:30 a.m. the next morning, nobody entered any of the tiers of the SHU? Did they really think that we're just going to take their word for it and not look? Well, guess what? I watched it all 11 hours, and let's just say they really do think that we're all idiots.
Well, the thing here is that at 12:05 a.m., you can see that in the timestamp, this big dude wearing a hoodie is seen entering this floor. He grabs the bags that are sitting there near the door, presumably linens or something, and then he tosses it out of door 46. He goes out briefly, and then he comes back in. He closes door 46 behind him and then walks down the staircase out of view. Now, a very important thing to note here is that door 46 is the only way to go in and out of this cell block floor. You can see that in the diagram here. Here's another diagram. Each of these cell blocks have 8 cells split into 2 levels, L and M, so 16 total each. You can see from the point of view of the officer's station that Epstein's cell is in the upper L level. But once again, I have to pull up the screenshot to show that that area that we were just looking at is almost completely obstructed from view. You can see maybe the little teeth that is in the staircase going up to the L level. So really, anyone could have gone up and down that staircase without being seen by this camera. So the claim that this footage can conclusively prove anything is sort of laughable already, but let's keep going. At 3:15 a.m., a female officer goes out of door 46 and then comes back in at 3:17. And just to remind people again, you cannot see the stairwell that goes up into Jeffrey Epstein's cell block. But what we do know for sure now is that there are people coming and going throughout the night in and out of this floor. Then there's this craziness where 1 full minute of footage is just missing. It goes from 11:58:58 to 12:01:01.
Huh?
And you can even see the video frame change. Right there, 11:58:58, 12:01:01. And then something else that's kind of odd here in this moment is that some sort of ending software menu pops up in that upper right-hand corner. Finally, this is near the end of the video, allegedly capturing the moment at around 6:30 a.m. when officers realized that Epstein had quote-unquote killed himself. The footage is sort of blurry, but you can kind of make out that there's a lot of commotion and movement and discussion in the background there. I'm sure they're trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
So yeah, they're not even hiding it anymore at this point. This whole thing was a ruse by the Trump administration to pretend that they were taking on the deep state, when in fact, they are the deep state.
Well, interesting enough. Now, I'm somebody who has always, took a lot of things with a grain of salt when somebody random is like trying to explain something. But I will tell you this. There are people out there that do the research because they are tired of that same exact thing that I was just telling you about. And they want to be able to express things in a certain way where they can actually talk about it and come from their own point of view after doing the research themselves. A lot of people have asked the research. A lot of people really don't even look at shit. They'll actually form an opinion based off a goddamn headline. So when somebody tells me that they watched 11 hours of surveillance footage and can detail specific parts of it that don't make sense and that will be questioned by the public, I'm a listen and I'm gonna take heed to it. And I don't think this guy is trying to lie to us to try to feed us a story. All right. Now, I don't believe that Epstein yanked himself. I think that he had so many people by the nuts. He had so many people's information. He had so many people's dark secrets that there was absolutely no way they would have let that man live to trial. There was no way that they would have let that happen. Because you got to ask yourself, if I'm him and I'm holding all these secrets, why would I take myself out? What am I scared of? Am I scared of being in prison for the rest of my life? Or was he trying to get it over with before somebody actually came and did it? What if he knew that his life was over already? What if he knew, oh yeah, all the with the stuff that I know and the connections that I have and the proof that I have, oh yeah, they're gonna try to take me out anyway. I got to get this over with now. Those are some possibilities that I've thought about. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's more so that somebody took him out first. Because if that was the case, why is Ghislaine, why didn't she do it? Why is she still alive? It's a question I have to ask myself. Now, let's see. Good Rebo said, ironically, he called himself the president of law and order, and he's the one breaking all the laws. That's a fact. I do need to talk about this too. So a guy named Braxton Wells, who appeared in Tyler Perry's The Oval. So another Oval actor by the name of Braxton Wells. The first guy was Derek Dixon, who was a star on The Oval, who claimed that he was sexually harassed and abused by Tyler Perry. And now you have this guy, Braxton Wells, who was on The Oval, who is accusing Mark E. Swinton, vice president at Tyler Perry Studios, of sexual assault and alleges that Tyler Perry tried to cover it up. This is a 24-minute video, but we're not going to play the entire thing. We're just going to play some of it. If you want to see the entire thing, I'm sure you can find it on the internet somewhere. But let's hear a little bit of this. Heroic Dose said, was supposedly attached to Mossad. What if that's Israel's leverage over the U.S.? I don't know. I heard that, and I was just watching Flagrant 2 earlier. Shout out to Andrew Schultz and those guys. They said that somebody mentioned about Epstein being intelligence. And that was the reason why he was able to get away with this for so long. You got to ask yourself, how was he able to get away with doing this for so long, for so many years? How was he able to do this under the radar without nobody checking this shit? And I think it was because of the fact that, you know, he worked with the government. So, you know, but let's hear what Braxton Wells had to say.
All right. I'm not about to hide anything with you guys. I'm not. And I'm not about to sit here and be afraid and be silenced by people knowing they did me wrong. I'm calling out Tyler Perry Studios. I'm calling out Mark Swinton. I'm calling out Jeannie Harrison. I'm calling out Michael Robbins. I'm calling out Tyler Perry. And I'm calling out Mark Temple. And I'm calling out Chris Giovanni. I want you guys to know what you guys did to me was very unlawful. And me being a retired vet, U.S. Army vet, going through post-traumatic stress disorder, going through mood, depressions, everything that I have claimed in my testimony. You all covered it up. You all covered up a felony crime of what Mark Swinton has done to me. I've asked for help from the California State Bar to complain to Jeannie Harrison because she didn't tell me my California rights as a U.S. Army veteran and a California LA resident. I'm sitting here looking on the news that this kid named Derek Dixon is getting unlimited jurisdiction, quid pro, as an LA resident, right? His incident happened in 2020 in Georgia in an employment place. He said he had a sexual harassment, and he was groped by Tyler Perry in Georgia as an employment place. But he's an LA resident.
All right, y'all tracking what I'm saying? 2022, my incident. I get sexually assaulted and raped, drugged, blacked out. That's a felony crime. And it happened in Georgia as a LA resident. So, if you guys don't know the laws of Georgia, this is what they put against me. They said I had a 2 years of a statute of limitation. I got 5 months late. 2 years of statute of limitation, right? Now, let's go back to Derek Dixon. 2020, same incident, but just a different, he has sexual harassment. That's way before statute of limitation, right? 2 years, right? That's what, 4, 5 years? And he gets a lawsuit with his attorney, Jonathan Delshad. Jonathan Delshad gets him a $260 million lawsuit. And it's all over TMZ, it's all over Fox, it's all over every news outlet that you can name it. Right? Every news outlet. But my civil attorney. Now let's go on a story. How all this stuff happened to me. Ever since I came out with my first video. Right? And I'm gonna tell you right now, Mr. TP, I'm not afraid of none of y'all. I'm not afraid of none of your lawyers.
So I believe he's saying because his allegations didn't reach the news and he wasn't up there with a $260 million lawsuit, now he has to raise his voice even more because that is unfair to him. You see, when people see others getting that type of attention and possibly getting the possibility of somebody paying something in a large amount, and then they think about where they are in life and what they've been doing as far as their acting career and type of situations and positions they might have been put in at some point, they start to feel like, damn, was I just being used for my talent and my butthole? Like, what, is this all I'm good for? And then they want retribution for not being in the position that they felt like they should be in while being on a hit TV show. This is another reason why I'm not playing this entire thing, because I don't think it's even worth it. I don't want to hear it. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear it. Niggas will do anything for the internet these days. Niggas will do anything. Niggas will walk up to your girl and ask for her number in front of your face on some internet shit, making content like an idiot. Look at this shit.
You're beautiful in person, just to let you know, yeah.
You say I'm a freak out after?
Can I get a picture too? Possibly like a number, if that's fine.
Oh, thank you, love.
I said like a number?
Whose number?
Her
My number? No, this is my man.
Why don't you go Google something, bro?
Bro, if you don't get the... Bruh.
Oh, thank you, love.
I said like a
He said, I'm sorry.
number?
Oh, thank you, love.
I said like...
This nigga was about to meet Kang the Conqueror. He said, I'm sorry, what'd you say? Hey, somebody said he fucked up. If Jonathan Majors would have hauled back and hit his ass, he would have hit him with all the strength of his ancestors. This nigga got civil rights strength, nigga. What are you doing? This is not the time to be clip farming. This is not the time to try to go viral, man. He said, excuse me, what'd you say? He had to hear it again.
Oh, thank you, love.
I said like a number?
Whose number?
Her
My number? No, this is my man.
Why don't you go Google?
Ooh, you hear how she said that, though?
Oh, this is my man.
Why don't you go Google something, bro?
Hey, yo.
Why don't you go Google something, bro?
I didn't know.
Look how the Apple employee looking at this nigga, man. He said, are you fucking stupid? This nigga could have took your head off while you out here playing. And I promise you, as soon as the camera cut, he was doing the same old stupid ass young nigga shit. Oh no, bro, it's just a video, man. I was just playing around, man. I'm just joking, man. It's just a prank, man. I'm not trying to do all that, man. I'm just kidding around. It's just a joke, man. It's just a joke. I despise it's just a joke ass niggas. Cause not everything is a joke. Y'all don't understand. Y'all be risking y'all lives for an internet moment. And y'all don't understand how lucky you are to make it out of situations unscathed for being some weirdo ass niggas. I cannot stand that shit. Go find something else to do, man. Go find something else to do. Matter of fact, I got something for you niggas to do. Niggas that do this type of shit, I got something for you, man. This what I got for you. All right?
Come here.
This what I got for you niggas. Any of you guys that's out here doing these pranks, trying to go viral by doing disrespectful ass shit, this is what I got for you.
Yeah, I've been looking for your ass. Come here. Come here. Sign up, nigga. Come here. Now, why you running? What you running from? Come here. Come get this job. Come get this motherfucking job, nigga. Come here. Open this door. Come here. Get your ass over here and sign up. Get your ass over here and sign this application. Grab a pen. Grab a pen. Put that damn chair down and grab a pen. See, you playing with your life. Come get you a job, boy. Come get you a job, man. Yeah, I've been looking for your ass.
Go get you a job, nigga. Quit trying to pull this goofy ass shit on the internet, man. I know y'all want to be streamers real bad. I know y'all niggas want to go out there and try to go viral. I know you want to be the next Kai Cenat and shit, but it's not gonna happen. You niggas is weird. Find something else to do. Find something else to do. Now, GMS fam, the Green Room, it's been a dope ass show. I appreciate every single one of y'all that pulled up today. I appreciate y'all. Every single one of y'all, man, for real, man. Make sure you tap that like button on the way out. Hit the subscribe on the way out. And also, if you want to support in a big way, you can hit the super chat or you can hit the Cash App that is in the description below. If one of my moderators or one of my GMS fam could put the Cash App in the chat, I most appreciate it. Thank y'all. Let's go. Hey, should I play a new beat? Should I play a new beat for y'all? I'm gonna play a new beat for y'all. I'm gonna play a new beat as we get out of here. Don't tell nobody, all right? Don't tell nobody. But y'all gonna hear it, okay? Don't tell nobody. If y'all tell somebody, I'm gonna kick y'all ass, all right? I'm gonna kick every single last one of y'all asses. Don't you tell nobody, all right? Don't tell nobody. GMS fam, the Green Room. It's been real. I appreciate every single one of y'all. I gotta get up out of here. Smoke something if you got it. GMS fam, the Green Room. We out.